In 1965, a faint signal begins appearing everywhere astronomers look. It does not sit around a star. It does not belong to a galaxy. It does not arrive from one direction and disappear in another. The glow surrounds the entire sky, north, south, toward the center of the Milky Way, away from it. The signal refuses to disappear. Every direction produces the same faint glow. That immediately changes the search. For generations, the question had seemed simple. Keep looking farther, keep pushing deeper into space. Eventually, the most distant thing would appear. Now, it seems to have appeared. Every star ever observed, every galaxy ever photographed, every black hole, nebula, and cluster discovered throughout human history, everything humanity has ever seen beyond Earth appears in front of the same faint glow. The consequence feels enormous. For the first time, there seems to be a physical horizon, a destination beyond which observation simply stops. The search for the edge appears finished. Humanity looks outward and sees a glowing wall surrounding existence itself. And yet one question refuses to disappear. If this is the edge, what is on the other side? The glowing horizon is studied more closely. Better measurements arrive. More observations accumulate. And an uncomfortable detail begins to emerge. Nothing is actually sitting there. The faint light still fills the sky. It still appears behind everything else. But the supposed wall refuses to behave like a wall. There is no barrier to reach, no surface marking a physical border, no edge stretching across space. The destination starts dissolving. What looked like a boundary turns out to be something very different. It is simply the oldest light that has had enough time to arrive here. The glow remains visible in every direction, but its meaning changes completely. That shift creates an immediate loss. The first serious candidate for the edge disappears. Humanity believed it had finally located a limit, a place where the search could end. Instead, the horizon becomes a visibility line. It marks how far light has managed to travel to Earth, not where space itself stops. The picture changes in a single move. The cosmic microwave background remains exactly where it was. The glow does not move. The sky does not change. Only the interpretation collapses. The oldest visible light is still there. The edge is not. And once that possibility is removed, a harder problem takes its place. If the oldest light in existence is not the boundary, then where is the real one? The search does not stay broken for long. Once the glowing horizon loses its status as a true edge, attention shifts to something more practical. Instead of looking for a wall in space, scientists begin defining a limit based on what can actually be observed. A new picture takes shape. Imagine everything whose light has successfully reached Earth since the beginning of cosmic expansion. Every galaxy that can be photographed. Every distant signal that can be detected. Every visible structure belongs inside the same measurable region. That region becomes known as the observable universe. Unlike the earlier horizon, this boundary feels tangible. It can be measured. It can be described. For the first time since the collapse of the glowing wall, the search appears to have found something solid again. The consequence is immediate. The search regains stability. A replacement boundary now exists. Humanity once again has a recognizable frontier separating what can be seen from what cannot. The uncertainty created by the collapse of the cosmic microwave background as an edge seems largely resolved. The observable universe begins to feel like the answer that was missing all along. Then another complication appears. The boundary is not sitting still. Two galaxies can both remain in the observable universe, while the distance between them continues growing. Space itself is stretching beneath the light. Light is moving toward Earth. The universe is changing at the same time. The frontier is no longer a fixed destination waiting to be reached. It behaves more like a moving target. Even before anyone can ask what lies beyond the boundary itself is already changing. The old destination vanished. A new one takes its place. And if this boundary truly marks the limit of everything visible, then a natural expectation follows. Something should happen when that boundary is reached. The observable universe seems solid at first. Maps can be drawn. Distances can be measured. A recognizable frontier appears around everything that can currently be seen. But then time creates a problem. As years passed, light that had been traveling for billions of years finally reaches Earth. Regions that once appeared completely empty begin revealing galaxies. Objects that did not exist on earlier maps suddenly appear on newer ones. The frontier moves outward again. That behavior is strange for something supposed to be an edge. A true border stays where it is. A coastline does not move because someone built a better telescope. A wall does not retreat because someone waited longer. Yet the observable universe keeps changing. The reason becomes impossible to ignore. Its boundary is not defined by a physical barrier sitting somewhere in space. It is defined by light, specifically by how much light has had time to reach Earth. The visible frontier behaves less like a destination and more like a rolling horizon. That realization creates the same pressure that destroyed every earlier candidate. Astronomers search the boundary. They map it. They measure it. They look for some sign of an ending. Nothing appears. No wall emerges. No border comes into focus. No observation reveals a place where space itself stops. The strongest remaining edge begins to fail. What looked like the boundary of existence turns out to be a boundary of information. The observable universe remains real. The measurements remain real. The maps remain real. But the edge keeps retreating because it is created by observation, not geography. And once that becomes clear, an unsettling possibility remains. If every boundary ever discovered is only a limit on what can currently be seen, then is there any edge that can actually be reached at all? The pattern never changes. A boundary appears. It looks final. It looks measurable. It seems to mark the place where the search will end. Then observation advances. The horizon moves. The cosmic microwave background appeared to be the edge. It became the oldest light instead. The observable universe appeared to be the edge. It became the limit of what could currently be seen instead. Each frontier survives as a real measurement. Each one remains useful. But every time humanity mistakes a visibility limit for a physical ending, the same correction arrives. The boundary is still there. The edge is not. That realization changes the search completely. The challenge is no longer finding a destination hidden somewhere in the darkness. The challenge is that every improvement in observation creates a larger visible horizon. Every successful step forward reveals that the previous frontier was never a wall at all. The farther the search reaches, the farther the horizon extends. What began as a hunt for the edge of space becomes something else. A disturbing possibility starts taking shape. The problem may not be that the edge is difficult to find. The problem may be that observation itself prevents the search from ever reaching it. Every observation is made from inside the universe. Every measurement is trapped inside the region being measured. Humanity is trying to discover whether a border exists while standing entirely on one side of it. A confrontation with the limits of observation itself. After decades of looking outward, no confirmed observation has revealed a border, an ending, or a place where space visibly stops. The greatest boundary discovered so far may not be space. It may be observation itself. After decades of looking outward, every frontier that seemed final has transformed into a visibility limit instead. The universe keeps offering horizons. None of them become an edge. And the final possibility is the most unsettling of all. Every search for the boundary begins from inside the universe. Every observation remains trapped inside the region being observed. Humanity may spend centuries looking for the edge of space without ever discovering whether one exists. Not because the border is too far away, but because the act of observing may never allow it to be seen. The search continues. The horizon remains. The edge never appears. And for the first time, the possibility has to be considered. Not that humanity has failed to find the boundary, but that the universe may never allow it to be seen.